Hello again. Macedonia is surrounded on all sides, but I realized that by just raising my taxes I could get in some replenishment in. But I'm not fully full strength yet. Some of my Agrianians especially are heavily damaged, and some of my pikemen are not so full either. So, still fighting against the world. A Thracian army was approaching my capital, so I decided to intercept it, of course, to destroy it. That's mainly hoplites. He has some javelins. Those are his dangerous part of his army. Some mediocre spearmen. And I don't know where his cavalry is, but we will soon find out. Right now I'm deployed a bit back, of course, because I have my support army coming in here with all the firepower. I did lose like one army, but since I was able to rebuild one army, I do have numbers now. I'm ready to fight. The Agrianians are not so common in they're not so common in Thrace, but they're quite common in Pella, the Axemen. So don't go for Thrace for Agrianians. Of course, you go for Pella if you want Agrianians. So having pikemen, 4 bronze shields, and 2 lead pikemen.
Advance at speed!
And I'm having my pike line in front of his pike line, of course, because I want a frontal engagement. I will win this one. I have archers. So I have Thracian peltas in front. Because what the peltas are going to do, hopefully, is to be in front, behind my pikemen, and hurling into his. And therefore giving my pikemen a much easier time. If this will become a frontal melee engagement. I have a lot of firepower here. The ballista can do its damage also. Especially if he stands out here in the open, you know, I can just target this one, it will hit all these 3. Or maybe this one also sometimes. So, what is he going to do? Crawling up forward with my melee infantry and my peltas. I got 4 melee peltas now. So there's no more Greek infantry in this army. I guess I forgot one of the spearmen. Don't worry guys, we got your back. Now when he sees my superior firepower he goes into the woods, which is correct move for him. So not only do I have to, I can see his army clearly once they go into the woods. But I put my spearmen in front to screen and spot for my ballista. I know my Folksmen will win in an infantry fight. I have 2 each side. And I know my cavalry will beat his cavalry. They have 92 range, 94 in missile damage. I mean 24 in missile damage. They are a lot better than the Thracian cavalry. These Prodomoroi. These are really good cavalry. And they're unlimited in numbers as long as you have the population. So unlike Roman auxiliary cavalry. So we killed 4 pretty much levy footmen here with the ballista. A couple of hoplites also, so quite good to kill the hoplites. The hoplites are the core of the Thracian army. At least this one. Later on they get better, more mobile infantry, but this is the AI army. It's recruited by the AI, played by a human opponent. So we have to do the best thing we can do. I'm moving up slowly because I'm not going to allow myself to get surprised. I'm not really that scared of the Thracian cavalry, but I don't want to I definitely don't want them to get a charge over here. Now I realized, oh yeah, these spearmen are way back. Show your positions. I'm scared of his javelins, because if his javelins hit, especially these elite pikemen,
At speed!
my cavalry is really vulnerable. I mean, my pikemen are really vulnerable to his javelins, especially these elite.
At the double!
And I sort of want the elite pikemen because of their increased mobility and their increased attack. I'm quite curious about what they can do against these hoplites. Like, I really want to find it out. Of course, but I'm not going to charge straight through whilst he has his javelin men over here. So I will attack methodically because we have no time limit. No time limit, I can pretty much just take my time until I'm ready. No stress involved, don't have to rush things. Which is good, especially when you're against the world, because it gives you more time to play correctly. Here comes his cavalry, trying to sneak.
Glory to Macedon!
I think what he wanted to do was to get to either my ballista, because this piece of equipment is very expensive.
Attack you, son!
Here comes his Thracians. They have 87 in the missile range, or missile attack. I have 92. And he's attacking my unshielded side of my Macedonians, so that's good for him. Do I notice it? Well, right now I'm firing on these hoplites with the Macedonian.
Advance!
Now I spot them.
For glory!
I have 7 speed, he has 8 speed.
Axiarchos!
The general is now in the woods. And I get to charge it, so I manage to trap these cavalry and watch them go down. And then my other cavalry is coming in also to support, along with infantry as well, so he has to keep moving, he can't stop. These cavalry routed pretty quickly. And yeah, the Macedonians are very angry that they killed their king last battle. Okay, it wasn't the Thracians, that it was the RDI, but they still want to prove themselves worthy. Here my ballista should be targeting the middle, because then I will get all these 3 hoplites targeted by the stones. Maybe that stone came over here, but then it rolled down and hit the hoplites instead. So, he had his light spears over here. He was probably hoping to like draw my cavalry in separately, and then I wouldn't be able to see by these trees what's in here. And that could have killed, but now I'm going to retreat, as I'm not going to suffer unnecessary casualties. If he wants to attack with his light spearmen, then go ahead. I have Foxmen over here, Agrianians over here.
Advance at speed! Swords drawn! And men ready!
These poor hoplites, they can just stand there and take it.
Advance at speed! Thracians for Macedon!
He's going to turn these spearmen ahead, and I don't really care. This is good for me. Him hurling javelins at a barbarian spear unit, that's really good for me. Because it doesn't hit my warrior class, it doesn't hit my elite. That's good for me in terms of that I can replace these guys easily. These guys cost like 420 for me, but they're not very expensive to recruit, unlike a phalanx. Are we bowling or what? I have a better vision about where his javelins are, and I don't know why these mercenary Thracians doesn't have armor. It should make sense for the mercenary Thracians to have some armor because their employers want to protect them or something. Right now they don't have armor, so I'm going to use my archers. I'm moving them over here to get into their unshielded side to be able to hurt them better. You also have a Mady Peltas over here. Moving up here because I want more vision to what's up here. Another Thracian Peltas. Now I'm moving my own pikemen, my own Peltas over here because I'm going to start hurling at the, or I'm planning to hurl at his hoplites. The archers are shooting a little at these Thracian Peltas, and some of the arrows are hitting these footmen also. And this Thracian javelin man, they have 10 volleys of javelins. They're very cheap. So in Thracian warfare you have a line of the long pelta spears. Then you bring a lot of these peltas. And what these guys will do is break up the enemy front line for you. Very cost effectively and easy to replace. So I'm targeting those because after all I can match these Thracian peltas with my own. And yeah, I don't just want to get rid of that unit. He's charging with his light spears. I'm going to meet them with my own. I'm going to retreat my own peltas. So now we have committed our lighter troops. Yeah, routed at the sheeper javelin men. But the sheeper javelin of theirs are more, they're more ammunition than the mercenary Thracians, even though the mercenary Thracians are better in have better armor. Now I'm going to move up these royal pikemen. I'm sort of preparing for a flanking attack on both sides with my infantry. But I am vulnerable to javelins. And he hurls this javelin, this pike unit pretty badly. I'm trying to charge with my Foxmen against these Thracians so that they can't hurl their javelins at my men. At the same time I'm hurling with my own precursors at this footman unit. They're running, they're not shooting. Making a flank attack with these Foxmen. Now this is a full head-on attack. Come on. You want to live forever? Yes, please. Yeah, that's good, man. Why did I retreat this Foxman unit? Maybe it was a misclick. Or maybe I said, well, this... oh, they're already broken. This Royal Peltas killed 30 light spears. But I'm shooting down his Thracian Peltas quite fast. And I have my own cavalry now trying to contest his. My spears are going against the cavalry as well. My infantry is gonna go against his infantry, but this is a bit mistake of me. I'm attacking with my Agrarians first against a two-hander of the enemy. And I have my own two-hander here as well. My two-handers won't get a proper charge. And he has his own Agrarians behind. Fortunately, my cavalry is crushing his cavalry. But these Falsmen did not get their charge in. But now my Mady Peltas are moving in. I managed to rout that unit. So his troops doesn't have a lot of like staying power. But here I lose a lot of Agrianians, but the barbarian population is still more expendable than the warrior class. I get a good charge here with my general against his footman. That frees up this Fox unit. Now I'm going to attack this Melee pelt at the same time. My pikemen are trying to alternate to this direction, which is incorrect. Now I'm just hurling at this spear general. Now he's pretty much left to his hoplites. Did expect it to form a square. At one point he will have to form a square. Now I'm trying to make a new line because it is a bit disorganized by my men. I still have my Thracian peltas, and I still have javelins. But my Agranians and Falkmen over here are taking casualties. But I managed to break the two-hander mercenaries. But I don't like the fact that my Agrianians and Falksmen take casualties here. So I'm retreating them but keeping the spearmen in. The spearmen will keep the enemy occupied, allowing my infantry to get distance. Now forming up, I have my Melee peltas and my Thracian peltas all coming in here. And my javelin cavalry is not really doing it the most efficient use of their javelins. They should hit this unit over here. I'm trying to form up my phalanx because I sort of wanted to like go inside and be, and then I can use my bronze shields. Ideally, like my royal pikemen are just to show off. I was quite curious how they would do in an actual frontal, but right now I'm not in a position to be more wasteful with my population. I have to take care of what I have. But what these javelins will do is to weaken the hit points of these hoplites. So once I get into a melee, it will be much easier. My bronze shields are already superior. I'm moving up with the pikemen first and then the Thracians behind, but my Thracians are a bit faster. So some of them will move to their position a bit faster. Now I'm hurling at this unit. It will hit the rear. But now he charges out. He realizes that just standing there and dying to all these missiles are not particularly a good idea. That does catch me off guard a little. But I do manage, okay, he does manage to trap a couple of Thracians. But my Falksmen are able to run away. So if you wonder why the hoplites became obsolete, just because they were too slow. They cannot catch up and then they have to take all the volleys from everybody. Now I turn around here and charge. I have cavalry support coming in as well. There's a big gap here. He can't come in here in time, I hope. That was a good charge. These Agrarians break.
Orders understood. Break off!
You can't just rely on having good melee troops, you have to protect them also. In this case, you could not really protect them. The only best way to protect them was to form a little square. But then I could just shoot him down anyway, so... And I did think that I had made the settings on the Discord that it would not make that sound. Apparently not. But it's too late. Like, there's only a couple of minutes left, and I don't think it will be that bad. Agrarianians hit their flank while the spearmen tie up their front, and the Falksmen come to the rear. The Agrarianians and the Falksmen are competing about who is the best warrior. It does appear to be the Falksmen. So the hunt is on. 3 hoplites and a spear general versus two Macedonian armies. Even they're not full strength, they are still relatively formidable. I'm hurled a bit into his flank here with one of my javelin cavalry. I'm going to try to hunt these mercenary Thracians down. Or Agrianians, it did appear to be Thracians. But he's moving over here to try to save his hoplites when the battle is lost. Because they will just have a little few meters perhaps to retreat. He's going behind the rock here to sort of disturb my population. Or formation, I mean, not my population. My population is also pretty small. But at least I can like cover for my armies. At least in terms of paying them. But they do get replenishment. So maybe I can restore the situation if I play correctly. So I'm surrounding them all sides with the peltas on the sides. My pikemen in front, because I do want a frontal, I want to see how good my pikemen are. 9-17 against 8-18. Let's see. Yeah, I like have my front shields in the center and the royal pikemen here on both sides of it. So it can... But right now I'm just going to hurl my javelins at the unshielded side of the enemy. Now the army losses kick in. So sadly for me, they won't be a hoplite versus the phalanx fight. Did my pikemen take some damage in this battle? They did lose a couple to the javelin men. But the one who took most casualties were my spearmen and my infantry. Missiles did well, the cavalry did well. We did stop this Thracian army. And here is the result. So at least I'm starting to get replenishment now. But it's just like I'm against the world. We will see what happens in the future. This head-to-head is done. And now we have reversed it. So I am Rome and he's Macedon. But we have a couple more battles. I will cover the battles or the ones I find. This is something that is interesting. And then I can start doing the Roman head-to-head and we'll see, because that's wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. But thank you for watching this. Bye.